Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Tito, and good afternoon to all our wonderful teachers that are flooding through the doors as we see. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I can see already quite a number, the number rising as people come in.
Absolutely.
So, people absolutely on the hour in terms of signing in and joining us. So thank you everybody. I'm going to start just by checking if I can share my slide here. Here we go. Can you see the slides okay there, Tito?
Yep, perfect. Yep.
Brilliant. So
that's really good.
In case you've joined this webinar and you don't know why, this first slide is to sort of explain why you are here. So hopefully you are here because you want to find out a little bit more about the wonderful new publication by Pearson for Scuola Secondaria di Primo Grado, which is Act Smart. So myself and Tito are going to take you through Act Smart over the next 50 or so minutes and give you an overview of the thinking behind the course. We'll have a flick through the pages. We'll have a look at the digital, which is all new, and we'll also have a look at the wonderful new Pearson language learning app, which comes with Act Smart, which is called Mondly by Pearson. So there'll be a chance to see all of those things over the next 50 minutes or so. Please feel free in the chat to write questions as and when you think of them, and Tito will be able to either answer them in the chat, or we can discuss them openly in front of you all as is easier. So I'm just going to take you through here, and so this is the overview of today. We'll have a little bit of an intro, and I'll be giving you some of the highlights of the course Act Smart. We'll then flick through some pages of level 1 and some pages of level 3. We've got nothing against level 2. It's just there would be too many pages to flick through otherwise. Then we're going to have, I don't know why that came up in a funny order, but anyway, we're going to have Mondly, a little section on Mondly, and tell you a little bit more about that. Then we'll look at some teacher material, and then finish with a digital overview on our new platform, which is called Pearson English Connect. So that's an overview of today, and we should be finished by 4:30, which now that there is daylight till about 8 o'clock, that gives you loads of time to go and have a nice walk in the park and do everything else that you need to do today on this very hot day, I have to say. So just so that we know who we're talking to, myself and Tito are friendly people. We like to know who we're connecting with. So we'd like to sort of have a bit of information from you guys. If you want to write in the chat for us, how many lessons did you teach today? Where are you following us from? That could be city, that could be room of the house, that could be school, that could be a car park. They're sitting in a car, hopefully in the shade. And then question 3, have you already seen Act Smart? So maybe what are your first impressions of Act Smart? So if you want to start writing in the chat, and then maybe Tito, if you want to share what we've got coming in.
Okay. Well, the answers are flooding in. I've got Laura Garbin did 4 lessons today. I've got Stefania, who also did another 4 lessons. Damiani, 4 lessons from Tuscany. Hasn't seen the book yet. We've got 4 from Rapallo, Maria Antonella. Francesca says 4 lessons today. Sophia 3. I've got Sylvia from Rome. I've got 4 from Paola Riva di Garda. So 4 seems to be sort of the most popular. I've got Francesca from Rome who says hello. I've got Simona Crescenzini from Florence.
Hello from Genova, Montefiascone.
Yeah. Oh, here I think we've got a winner. We've got Paola. 5 classes from Genova, from Christina.
And Paola in Rome. Yeah. Good afternoon from Modena. 5 lessons Modena, in Padova. Oh, there are some busy
from
teachers.
Monfiascone. Wow. Viareggio. And I think this is Francesca. Says she did 1 lesson today. She's from Viareggio and she hasn't seen the book yet. We've got greetings from Genova, from Modena, from Padova. So quite a selection from wonderful Verona. Laura as Gaben saying hello, from Luino, from Varese. So a wide selection. Wonderful.
Thank you, Tito, and thank you everybody for sharing with us. And we can't, there are too many people here to give a shout out to everyone, but
Can I just point out one
yeah,
really positive one from Sara Turconi from Varese? She says she's already seen Act Smart and she really likes it.
brilliant.
And Leah Bartley, I've seen the book. It's a good one. There's a section dedicated to phonetics, but she can't find them. But I'll write to Leah and give her some more information about that later on. So some really good
Yeah, okay,
feedback.
brilliant. Okay, thank you. Thanks everybody. So let's go on to the next bit. This is one bit that just helps us set us on the way. So I think I know or we know the answer or what you might suggest here, but it's nice to have a bit of confirmation from you when you decide that you want to change a course book. What are the main things that you look for when choosing a new course book? So maybe if you could just share in the chat, what are the really important things that you look for when you decide that you are looking for a new course book? So I don't want to give any examples because I don't want to tempt fate with things. But if you can start sharing what you like when you look at it, that would be useful. Okay. Let's see what people are going to write in the chat. So give you a chance to write. We've got people saying you're using iDiscover. Hello to you. Thanks for joining us. Somebody else called User says, I've got a copy. It's fantastic. So that's great. And then, okay, grammar and communication is one suggestion here. Digital section, readings, video story, state exam.
Exactly, from Leah. We've got catchy video story, vocabulary, clarity, modern topics, function videos, a clear, inclusive layout from Sara Turconi.
Right.
So that seems to be culture pages, very quick digital section from Demiani. So quite a few different things. Yeah.
Okay, so let's thanks for your contributions there, and these are the kind of words that normally come up. So I think quite a few of these got mentioned. Some teachers ask myself and Tito when we go into schools, you say, yeah, that looks great, but show me level 3. I need to have a look at level 3. Or they're asking about the storyline or educazione civica, maps, culture, something new, something motivational. So all of these things we're gonna try and cover over the next part of the presentation. So I'm going to start with some of the highlights of Act Smart before going to the pages. And the first thing to tell you is that with Pearson course books, if you're not familiar with Pearson course books, then inclusion is always included. And what I mean by that is when the parents buy the book, they automatically have also the easy learning parallel simplified book, which could be used either for special needs or also for revision. And that is with every level. So this is automatically, and it's not an extra request or an extra cost for families. The inclusion that we have with Act Smart is also, and somebody was mentioning this in the chat that Tito, you called out, was the inclusive format. And Act Smart has a design and a layout and a size of the page, which allows us to have something really clear and really easy for the kids to follow. Pages which are cluttered and too full of colors and where the text is too small becomes very difficult for the kids to follow and for us as teachers to keep them involved. So this is really important with us, with Act Smart, that we have this inclusive format and the content. We also, in terms of the videos and the storylines, we have in level 1, we have a girl who has just arrived from Syria. So we are dealing maybe also with inclusion in terms of the equivalent of NAI, I nuovi arrivati in Italia, or I nuovi arrivati in UK in questo caso. And in level 2, one of the characters you can see here has a physical disability. There's a girl who only has one hand. So, even working on integrating aspects of that sort of social inclusion is really important with the topics that we deal with in Act Smart. And Another element which is really important is from the layout is this guidance for students. So here's a page taken from Unit 5 where you can see we have with a wider page, we have the ability to add in extra indications, and we have smart listeners. Or here you can see we have something for smart readers. Or here is another one where we have smart speakers. And guess what? Guess what's missing? Well, here we have in the workbook indications for smart writers. So all of this makes sure that we have the opportunity to get our students to be smarter students as they're using Act Smart. I think this was also mentioned, wasn't it, Tito? The idea of video. Video everywhere. If you look at the index of Act Smart, you'll see we have video for vocabulary at the beginning of the unit. Then you have video dialogue. Then you have video for grammar. Then you have video for functions, and then there are also videos for culture in the extra book. So I'm going to ask you to memorize everything you watch now on these screens, because I'm going to test you on all of these videos in 20 seconds. So here you can see different things going on. You can choose which one you want to watch. So you've got vocabulary up here on the top left. This is a functions video. This is a story dialogue video. This is a grammar video, and this is a culture video. So I've just played a bit. Sometimes I've added in subtitles. Sometimes I do show the script. So you can see that with videos, you can actually have the whole script that comes up. It probably give you a headache looking at this. This is the first time I've tried this. I don't know what your reaction is, Tito, what you think of this, but the idea that you get a feel, this is just from one unit. So this is Unit 6 of Act Smart 1, and you have the grammar, the culture, the functions, the dialogue story, and the vocabulary all done, and you can get a bit of a feel for how visual it is and working in that way. Okay, so if you want to see some of the videos, you can activate the digital yourself, and we'll give you some more details on that in a second. So video, as I said, everywhere. Moving on, if we look in specifically at the storyline video, so in the dialogue section, you can see there's a very clear single image with the dialogue, and then the possibility for you in class to show the actual dialogue video or do it as a listening. Then you would have the dialogue in action, and then suggestions for acting it out. And I really like this instruction here where you see acting out, where it suggests to change the activities so that they are true for you. So here, instead of saying we often go for pizza, you could say we often, so with my friends, we often go to the park, for example, or I meet friends once a week. You could say I play football once a week, or I go dancing, or whatever. So there's an opportunity for the kids to actually personalize the storyline dialogues. Another highlight from our point of view is integrated maps in the workbook. So here, as you can go through for every unit included automatically in the unit, so it's easy to find, you would have maps for grammar, which are very clear, easy to see. You've both got forma and uso, you can see with tables. This is done before the exercises section. And there is also a vocabulary map. So this is taken from Unit 7, for example, and here you have the vocabulary related to sports and activities, where we put some of the translations in and we leave a space for the kids to be able to add in themselves the translations on the vocabulary. And then another highlight for us is double accents, and this is something that we started with one of our other wonderful publications for Primo Grado, which is I Discover. And we've replicated this in Act Smart. So here you have the opportunity to, with certain listen again the different accent, and then ask the kids to go to the map at the back of the book and find the city where they are listening to a different accent. Okay.
Fantastic.
All good there, Tito? I can see you're back here. Any questions? Or are we good?
I've got some. No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
We're good. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to jump now to the flip book, and I'm going to share some actual pages of the script directly from the book. So hopefully you can get a feel for this. Can you see the pages, Tito? Is it showing up?
Yeah, everything's clear. I can see everything. That's
Brilliant.
perfect. Yeah.
So here you can get an idea. This is me in level 1. So you can see how the structure of a unit, it always starts with vocabulary with the videos, as I said, then the video dialogue, then there are 4 pages of grammar. We also include this nice element, which is called flashback. So in most units, there's an opportunity grammatically to go back and look at something which has already been studied. You can see here, flashback. Then we have the oral skills and communication with function videos, and then the reading and writing done with culture. Okay. Here there is then the color workbook, and then the extra book allows us to look at the other aspects. So culture, festivals, songs, reading, where we have a digital library which is connected with the readings, the word bank, life skills, with some wonderful opportunities here for looking at orientamento, okay, invalsi, and then speaking cards and grammar reference. So that's an overview of the book. This is what the book looks like. So I'm just going to flick at this now. Can you see when you start a unit, this is unit 6, a wonderfully clear and the use of images across 2 pages to present vocabulary. So my hobbies is what we have here. And here, oops, sorry, here you can see clearly on the screen what is going on. And then I'm going to go and show you. You can maybe go and say, now you try. So you have a way for looking at a particular activity in that way. And if I turn the page, you can see the dialogue. So with the storyline, the dialogue is here. I have the opportunity to watch or listen, the comprehension, and then acting out. And notice here, for the first time, we look at integrating some elements of orientamento, orientation here. So asking about the kids about what are their digital habits. So in terms of well-being there. Grammar works like this, where we have 4 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of grammar in the unit. You can see the use of video for grammar. There's also here this section which is called build it up at the end, which is like putting elements together, and a variety of exercises. So translations, grammar in context. Now you, can you see this nice thing of now doing something more kind of proactive in terms of using the grammar. So lots of practice there. Then we move on to a double page which deals with the oral skills. And here is the chance to work on the functions, where we have the functional video and the practice with the glossary, and then listening here. And you notice here with these extra indications, because of this wider page, I can help the kids with how they go about practicing speaking activities. And then again, I ask for for them to reflect. So autovalutazione as a way of orientamento. Tito.
I've got from Maria Antonella, Maggio, and Daniela are asking if it's possible at some point to see an example of what the grammar videos are like at some point.
I'm not sure if
maybe we can. Hello. You've frozen on me. Hello.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You froze slightly. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay. I'll see. Sorry, I'll see if there's time for me to go live to a particular video as well. Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Okay. So here, the final part of the units then is the culture spread. Can you see we link it with esame di stato, invalsi, key, and Pearson exams. So there are different elements of exams here. And here's an example of the double listening that we have there. And then every 2 units, there is revision section, okay, that works like this. every 2 units, there is also active citizenship, so educazione civica. And again, another example, can you see here with a different accent? So we're integrating this. And then this is what a workbook looks like. So we start with a vocabulary map and vocabulary exercises. Then we have a grammar map, nice and clear. And then if you look at this, you can see just how many exercises there are, but how clear it is on the page. So you have different levels of exercise. Some functions, exercises. And here, as I load the page, you'll see more on extra readings and writings and listenings. So skills work in the workbook as well, and even an exam corner. So working more on, it could be Cambridge exams, it could be Pearson exams, it could be Invalsi. That's all integrated, or even esame di stato. Can you see down the bottom here? Okay. In the extra book, there's a nice amount of extra material that if you have time, or if you're doing inglese potenziato, you could use all of this, where you have some lovely extra culture material, which somebody commented about at the beginning. All of these culture lessons have culture videos, you can see here, and readings and activities. And there are examples to do with festivals. Here it's linked with Educazione Civica, so it's with the 22nd of April, which is coming up soon, and is Earth Day. There are songs, and here is a reading where we have an extract from a Pearson graded reader. You have a lesson that you could do, and then if the kids like the idea, they could go to the digital library and read the whole of the book themselves. There's a word bank in the extra book with examples of pages, and then life skills. This is wonderful for orientamento. So here, working in a group, but it's also a compito di realtà, as you can see here. So we've got a suggestion for how you could do a compito di realtà. Invalsi training in the back, some examples, some speaking cards where you have information gaps. So student A looks at one page, student B looks at another page, and then they have a speaking card to be able to ask and answer meaningful questions. This grammar reference in the back is really useful, maybe for potential holiday work. So if you want to recap of all of the grammar in the level with some extra practice, then you could consider giving this for holiday work. And then this is an example of the map in level 1, where if you can see there is the symbol for the different cities that we have examples of different accents. So the kids can listen to Bristol, and then they can go and they can circle Bristol, because that's how they speak in Bristol. I can't imitate all of the accents, but that's pretty much Bristol. Okay, and that's an overview of the pages of level 1. I'm going to stop sharing just a second and see if we've got any questions so far, Tito.
Just a couple of questions regarding, for example, the digital. Can you show all the answers? For example, when the students are doing the activities,
Absolutely.
And I've written to Sylvia explaining that you can show the answers all in one go, or if you want, you can show them one by one. It depends
Absolutely.
on how you're doing the lesson.
What the preferences.
And also there were some requests, as I said before, about the grammar videos and possibly seeing what they look like. But apart from that, everyone's a happy bunny at the moment, so no further questions.
Okay, that's great. So let's just go back to sharing. So I need to get back to where I was. Sorry, share my screen. Here we go. Can you see the screen now?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, so it makes sense to look at or to talk about digital. So if you have a copy of the book, you'll notice inside the front cover, this is obviously talking to the students. We give them the dedicated website where they would go. They would use the code that they scratch non grattare troppo forte, as we say here, but they scratch the code, they insert the code with their parents preferably, and then they have access to all of the book digitally, including, as you can see here, the Libreria Digitale, so with the graded readers. We are starting with 2 graded readers for every level, and every year we will be adding new digital narrativa into this library. So we'll be building a library as we go. Okay. I think it's important to mention that with Pearson and Sanoma, our partners, we do offer a really good support system, which is really helpful for teachers because for every teacher there are hundreds of students. So it could be multiple digital problems. So if your students are having a problem, you can just tell them with their parents at home to ring this number or to open up a ticket. So there is a percorso con un numero telefonico. As you can see, here are the times where people answer. They are real people that answer the phones. It's not a chat bot. It's a real person, and they will help your students with any digital issues they may be having. In terms of digital, then there is also, this is the simple way, so where they don't need to register, it's completely open and free. If you are looking at this on a computer screen, you can take a smartphone now and you can try this QR code. Thank you, Tito. I can see you're doing it. And it doesn't ask for any kind of password or registration or anything. It will open up. And in fact, for those of you who are asking for to see a grammar video, if you're able to do this now, you should be able to open up. Thanks, Tito. You can let's stop sharing the screen. If you hold that back again, so it's not that easy to see, but there is one. Okay, there is. You click on one side and there is audio, and then you can click on the other side and there is video. So it is possible even with this QR code with a smartphone. I'll go back to sharing mine now. Thanks, Tito. You'll be able to bring up the video. And for example, those of you wanting to see an example of a grammar video, there is more than one there in Unit 6. And in fact, this is what the screen will look like. So this is what Tito was showing you live here. On one side, you have audio, and then you just click on the other side of the tab, and you see the video done in that way. Really simple, really easy for kids to be able to follow. No more digital excuses where they say, ah, prof, non sono riuscito a fare l'ascolto a casa perché il gatto ha mangiato il codice, ha grattato troppo forte, o il mio padre non vuole, eccetera, eccetera. Digitally, then, I said we've also got the digital library, and we're going to be adding new readers every year to this. So here you have the whole of the story, which is that there is an excerpt in Act Smart, and then the complete graded reader online for them to either read or listen to during the year or even in the summer holidays. So you have, here is this is from Act Smart 1, an extract from the story Island for Sale, and then some activities. So this could be done as a lesson where we've done in Valsi or Ket or Pearson style exercises, and then they could go and read the whole story if they are curious and want to read all of it. Okay. If there are no other questions, Tito,
Not at the moment.
I'll have a quick sip of water and then we'll do Mondly.
Okay.
So how many of you have heard, can you just write in the chat Y or N, so Y for S or N for no, if you have already received an activation of Mondly and you are trying it out? So Y is yes and N is no. Let's just get a bit of a feel for, we've got mostly, what do we got? Mostly,
we've
got a mixed bag.
A mixed bag. We've got some yeses from Antonina, from Clara Sacchi, no from Daniela, Francesca, no, Laura Garbin, no. I would say mostly no's, actually. No. Quite a lot of no's, which
well, that's interesting. Well, I'm gonna take about 5 or 10 minutes to talk you through Mondly, and just suffice it to say that if you are interested in trying out Mondly for yourself, you just need to contact your local Pearson Sanoma agent, and they can activate Mondly for you to try. and you can try it from now through till the end of the school year. So if you want to even show it in class at the end of a lesson to kids. First of all, I explain what it is, but we do have the opportunity to activate this for you. So Mondly, as you can see here, is a language learning app. Mondly by Pearson, and it offers the opportunities for kids in their own time, at their own pace, to learn up to 41 languages. Now, we're obviously particularly interested in English, but the interesting thing that Mondly allows your kids to do is that they could also practice their French or their Spanish if that's a curriculum subject at school, or even German. But then there are multiple other languages which I'll be showing you that they could also decide that they are curious about. Here's a little bit of information about the science behind Mondly. So we are using strategies around gamification. So it's fun, it's motivating, it offers practice across all of the skills. So there's reading, there's writing, there's listening, and there's speaking. They can practice speaking on their own with Mondly by interacting with artificial intelligence and augmented reality, as you can see from here. And the wonderful news is with Act Smart, from September, any student using Act Smart will be given a free license for a year for Mondly. And we are also doing this. I know there are some of you who are already using our course iDiscover. We are also doing this for iDiscover from September. So both for iDiscover and for Act Smart, for your students, contact your agent and we can activate Mondly for you to have a better look at what I'm showing to you now. So I've already mentioned this. You and your students will have the opportunity to learn up to 41 languages. You can do it from a computer on a browser. You can download the app. You can do it from a smartphone. You can use even hands-free technology. So if you as a teacher are cooking in the evening and you want to learn some Japanese, I was in Scuola Media this morning in Ravenna, and I spoke to two different teachers who both wanted to learn Japanese, and they were fascinated by Mondly. Here's an example of some of the categories that can be studied. So you can see here it could be health or family or travel or sport or shopping, and there are over 40 categories as you can see. As an individual learner, you can choose a topic, a lesson. You can complete the activities. We start at an A1 level and we go up to B2 for English. So well beyond the exit level with regard to Primo Grado. There are, for every topic, so here's the topic of travel. This is just like a screenshot, if you like. There are multiple lessons. Can you see here 6 lessons and then 2 extras, which offer the opportunity to sort of practice a conversation around travel, as well as working on the vocabulary. Elements of gamification. So here you can see there might be a drag, drop, or type, or a swipe and speak. You can track your progress. You can be in competition with people from across the globe, so you could see how well you're doing compared to all of the other learners using Mondly by Pearson, and you could even share your achievements when you finish a particular lesson. Here's a quick visual of some of the activity types. So there might be translating and writing out or speaking, and it will recognize your pronunciation. Here I have to write out using the letters. Here I have to type or speak something. Here I have to match. Here I have to drag and drop, fill in the gaps. So all sorts of activities. And these are all the languages that we have. Tito, which one would, if you could wave a magic wand and speak fluently another new language for you from this list, which one would it be?
Oh wow! There's quite a few. I think Japanese, because that's always quite difficult. So
Let's ask everyone. Let's ask everyone in chat
absolutely.
what they would do.
Let's see.
Japanese. I think that's a good one.
Japanese for me. Let's see.
I
Oh, we've
think
got
I would do Japanese.
okay.
Arabic,
So
says Alex.
yeah, Arabic says Alex. That's actually quite an interesting language too. I've got French from Donatella.
Hi, Donatella. Hi, French.
Hi, Donna. We've got Lucia degli Espositi would like to learn Spanish. I've got Swedish.
Swedish. Interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. From Pinto, I've got Arabic and Portuguese for Maria
Maria
Antonella.
Antonella,
Yeah. Danish. Wow. From
You could study Arabic,
Sylvia Cadley. Russian. I've got
Greek.
Greek. There's quite a selection. Wow.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Swedish as well.
Well,
Swedish seems to be quite popular, actually. And Russian. Wow. Daniela says Russian.
well,
Russian.
the interesting thing is
Fascinating. Very nice.
if you get Mondly activated, you can start learning a language yourself. So you could also have a look at what it offers your students, but you as a teacher as well could maybe brush up on your French or start studying Swedish or Greek or the other things that you mentioned. So there are opportunities. This is a quick example of what it looks like if you select to have an actual conversation with
Hi,
Luna.
I'm Luna, your cheerful Mondly tutor.
And Luna will actually
To get started,
recognize
let's
your
spend
voice.
some time getting to know each other.
So you get an
So,
overview.
first things first. What's your name?
Okay, so here this is done
I'm.
this is done by our colleague Patrick, CC Patrick, and he's speaking into the microphone and it writes.
Nice to meet
and
you.
then you carry on the conversation.
So, where
Here's another example of what it looks like if you're using it on a computer. You can go through, can you see all of the different topics? This is on the lowest level. So here there are other levels, as I said, and other topics that you can work on. And every topic you see has around 8 or 9 different lessons. So you can see there are dozens and dozens of lessons. So here I've just chosen, for example, school
notebook,
object. At a low level,
rubber,
you get a bit of an idea for how it
pen,
works. So you start maybe just by doing
pencil.
this. You go avanti, and here you've got
I need a pen.
matching from a translation. You can listen to it, you can write in.
Rubber,
Okay, get a bit of a feel for how it works.
pencil,
And so you can listen again.
pencil.
Click. This became
I need a pencil.
more complicated for me. Ho bisogno di una matita, controlla. Bene, okay. So
I need a rubber.
let's move forward and give you another example of something else, because here, this is what I wanted to show you, where you can go to your account and you can decide you want to add in another language. So here, I could maybe take out Japanese and I can click aggiungi una nuova lingua. I could go parlo, and instead of Italiano, here we go, you can start from any of these languages that you see here. So here I've chosen Ukrainian. So imagine for your students that have arrived recently from Ukraine and they are, maybe their English is better than their Italian, but they want to study some Italian, they can choose Italian. They can start at principiante, select, and then I can close this off, and you'll see how, when I do this now, can you see here, I have the titles are Sorella. I have it written in Ukrainian, and this is me learning Italian.
Fratello, padre.
Okay. So this gives you an idea of the incredible opportunities that you have with Mondly. If we take it back to Act Smart, let's look here at a page which is Unit 6, and the topic of Unit 6 is My Hobbies. I could then maybe, as extra practice, ask the students to go to the Hobbies topic in Mondly and just work on their own. Now you see there are 11 different lessons on hobbies. So it could be like an extension from what is already in the book. Automated speaking practice, you can chat with the chatbot. So here you can click to hold the microphone, you can speak, and it will recognize what you say. So this can help build confidence for students who maybe feel less confident in front of their classmates. They can practice on their own. So the chatbot uses speech recognition software. And there is even hands-free where there's a nice video I'm going to show you here of how you could use this.
In French, bicycling is cyclisme. Your turn.
Ciclismo.
Cyclisme. Very good. In Italian, grapes is uva. Your turn.
Uva.
Marvelous. Your turn.
J'arrive en vélo.
J'arrive en vélo. Better and better. Arancia. Now try to repeat it.
Arancia.
Arancia. Nice. In French.
Okay, so you can see here from that example, if you get Mondly activated, you can start learning Japanese or Greek or Russian while you are walking the dog, or while you are cooking something, or while you are ironing, or while you are, whatever you're doing, it's a hands-free as well. So the practice speaking with feedback. So let's take it back to looking more at the kids in terms of what this offers. This is innovation in education. So you will all have students who have home languages that are not Italian. So as you saw from the little video I showed before, some of your students at home, they might speak Arabic, they might speak Spanish or Romanian or whatever, Ukrainian, Russian. So they could just switch to what they, io parlo, non parlo italiano, io parlo, hablo español a casa. So they can change it to their home language. They could use Mondly to practice the other languages they study at school. They could use it like you might to start learning a completely new language like Japanese or Greek and Arabic that you mentioned before. So there are important messages also here for inclusion, and this could be really useful for nuovi arrivati in Italia, for the NAI students. This is something which I see. I'll come to you in a second, Tito. I just wanted to finish this one thing. This is something which is available for schools, of course, to buy if there are funds available. Schools can buy Mondly and help with maybe extra practice for students or for alphabetizzazione or whatever. The wonderful benefit here is that from September with Act Smart and from September also with iDiscover, all students using those books will have it. Over to you, Tito.
There's a question from Cinzia from Como, and she asks, she has two Chinese students in her class who don't speak Italian very well. She's having real problems actually, trying to integrate them in the classroom. And her question is, do you think Mondly could help with that?
Absolutely. No, totally. Cinzia. So yeah, as here from this screenshot, you could say this could be the profile of a student. They could put a beginner level rather than an intermediate level, and they could put, instead of hablo español, they would just change this to I speak Chinese, so they could be reading the instructions easily, and I want to learn Italian. So you can you see here from this screenshot over on the left, they could be studying English as well as Italian as well as others. So if you Cinzia or anybody else following us want to try this out, then you just need to contact your Pearson Sanoma agent and we can activate it for you. So this is what it would look like for most of your students. Parlo italiano e voglio imparare inglese, but they could also go parlo invece here Ukrainian e voglio, or here Ukrainian learning Italian, or Arabic, I want to learn Italian. Principiante, intermedio, avanzato. Okay. So that's the last bit on Mondly. If you do want to know, or if you want to try it out yourself, send a message today to your Pearson Sanoma agent. If you don't know who that is, then contact anybody in terms of a consultant from us. You can email myself or Tito, or I know we have Donatella Fitzgerald, our colleague in Rome, is also on the webinar. So feel free, Tito. You might want to just put my email, your email, just so if they don't know who the local contact is, we can activate Mondly for you to try it out. Okay. Right. While you're doing that, Tito, I'm going to go on to the last part of the session today, which is some more highlights of Act Smart. Flashback is something I mentioned before. So in the grammar section, you will see these regular parts, flashback. So we go back to maybe a previous unit. So here it says, come hai già imparato il past simple di be e was, were, e quello di have or have got e had. Entrambi sono quindi verbi irregolari, etc. So it's referring back. There is also a grammar reference, which you saw in the Flick book, which could be really useful to see all of the grammatical topics together with extra practice. And one thing which we really like is this section called Now You, which is really regular, comes up very often, and it's this idea of having something which is true for you. So you imagine here it'd be when I'm 18. I will. So here we're in the level 3, or I'll call you when, or when I finish this exercise, or I'll go to bed this evening when I've stopped looking at my mobile phone, or when my mum tells me, go to bed, okay? Invalsi practice in all 3 levels. There are dedicated pages as well as the I symbol with other exercises like you can hopefully see here. Active citizenship. This is a really nice one. This is taken, I think, from level 1 of Act Smart, where we have a nice lesson on the Paralympic Games, which could be a really nice thing to try now because we have, of course, the Paralympics and the Olympics this summer. And so here you've got something linked with Sustainable Development Goal number 3. Great preparation for Esame di Stato. This is taken from the exam trainer in level 3. So here you have some examples of the prova scritta with here the prova orale with mappe, the chances for a chance for students to start creating their own map. The speaking cards I mentioned with the information gap activities is another highlight. So that's hopefully giving you an overview of what's really good. A quick flick to here to level 3. And just a chance to go really quickly through some of the pages to again give you a feel. Here's the index. You'll see just 5 units because it allows for us to then, if you need to do the really higher level grammatical elements, we have them here in terms of passive. We have the up to the 2nd conditional reported speech, which you probably won't be doing. It allows us more space in the extra book for more culture, reading, life skills, and then this wonderfully detailed exam trainer for Esame di Stato, prova scritta, prova orale, and invalsi. Okay. This is here an example. This is level 3. Remember, still starting with vocabulary, nice and visual. Then you have a video blog with a dialogue or a presentation working in that way. Grammar practice. So the structure remains as it was in the previous 2 levels. Oral skills and communication, reading and writing. And then here an extra page in terza in every unit on invalsi because, or more than 1 page actually, extra section at the end of every unit on invalsi with integrated invalsi practice. Okay, then a revision section, active citizenship, you can see here, and the vocabulary maps in the workbook, voc grammar maps, etc. Okay, I'm going to come out of full screen and go, I think, try to go here. If we go to give you an idea just of the digital as well. If I go here to my content, so this is the completely new Pearson English Connect. So if you're using Pearson, you won't have seen this is the new platform that we have. So I can go here to do a particular lesson like this. I could have a look at the page, and when I'm ready, I can just go straight to the activity. I'm going to take advantage of going, I think, to the grammar page, because this is the one that some people are asking to see videos of. So if I just flick through the page here and get to the grammar page, and I'm going to show you here. Can you see here I have the teacher in your pocket? And here's an example of a grammar video. Okay.
Let's look at the present simple plus the main verb. For the short form, we use subject plus don't or doesn't.
So here the idea with these videos is not necessarily something that you would want to be using in class as much as giving the opportunity for the students either to flip the classroom, ask them to study at home, or they could use the grammar videos for revision. You might want to have a look also at the functions videos, which are really nice and clear, because here there's an opportunity. I can show you live from the digital how this works, where you can just go down. I have the video here. This is where I can show the subtitles. I can go full screen.
What do you like doing at the weekend?
So I can add in the subtitle.
On Saturday mornings, I like staying in my pajamas.
Okay, so I can have that, or I can even show the whole script. Can you see here on top of the video? So it's nice and flexible in terms of how I would want to work it. And I could also change the speed, so have it go slightly slower if the dialogue is too slow for the kids. Okay, final section. We've got a, if there are no questions, Tito, I'm just going to go on quickly.
Yeah, no, so far so good.
Okay, if any of you are interested, there is a podcast. This is my debut on Spotify. I am available on Spotify, amazingly. Speaking horrendous Italian on Spotify, which is a little podcast about the idea behind, the thinking behind Act Smart. So I don't know if you have the possibility there to share the link, Tito, onto into the chat, and then if anyone is interested in listening, they can do so later, or you can find this from the website. The teacher's material for Act Smart. If you're using Pearson, I hope you're familiar with the fact that we have great evaluation assessment material. So if you go to the test part of the teacher's book, you will see that we have fila A, B, C, D, E. So fila A and B are the standard tests. Fila C is DSA. Fila D is obiettivi minimi, and fila E is BES. But we also have extra challenge and reading comprehension for every single unit. So for every unit, there's a fila A and B quick test, which some of you really appreciate. Then there is a unit test. Please notice that we automatically include listening in our unit tests, which is really important part of helping the students develop with their listening ability. So fila A and fila B of a unit test. Here is fila C, which, if you remember from before, is DSA. Then we have fila D, which is obiettivi minimi, fila E, which is BES. So we are distinguishing between DSA and BES in terms of how we do the outline of the test. And then there is also an extra challenge test, okay, as well as the reading comprehensions. All of the tests, I know somebody is bound to ask, so before you ask, I'm going to tell you they are all available in Word. You can download them from the Pearson platform, and you can then modify, change, do whatever you want to do. And here's an example of a screenshot of one that I downloaded. The tests are also available as Google Mondly. So if you want to use that, maybe in a computer laboratory, then they are also available there. Pearson English Connect, I started showing you, and Tito has already answered some questions on this. So this is a quick overview. This is when you log in, you can choose the student's book, or you can just access the resources or go to the Parallel Easy Learning book. And you have an overview here of what you could do. So interactive exercises, showing the answers one by one, all of the exercise together, the video, full screen, subtitles, script, audio, changing the speed. There's a virtual classroom. This could be really good if you want to actually save some time with homework or holiday work. You create a class inside Pearson English Connect. You give homework to the students and it gets automatically corrected. I'm going to repeat that slowly. It gets automatically corrected. So it can save you an incredible amount of time rather than trying to see what the kids have done. If you're using it on the LIM or in the classroom, you can write, you can highlight, you can add notes. There's a scoreboard, there's a timer, all sorts of amazing things. There is it is online, but it is also available offline. So you could use it on a browser or also in an app. This is a screenshot to kind of give you an idea. Here's an example, what Tito was mentioning before, showing answers. So you can show here, click here to reveal one at a time, or show all of them together. Here, this is an example of me. I've showed an answer, I've highlighted, I've added in, can you see here, there is a scoreboard, which I added in. I can add a note, a timer. I've got all of my annotations. So this looks very messy, but this is me using it in a lesson, for example. So you can do things as you wish. And then here is a video that I made, which shows how you can access the video dialogue. So if you use this, you'd be able to maybe show the script, show the subtitles. Here's the whole script of the video.
Hi everyone.
Okay, I click here to add in the subtitles.
Hi Diego.
And then here I click to go full screen.
I see you're all busy with your phones.
Okay, you can come out of full screen, you can go forward, you can pause, you can do all the things that you might want to do there. And you could also here even interact
6 hours a day in front of a screen.
in a different way.
6 hours? No way.
Look at what I do here.
don't
I pause
believe
the
it.
video and I could go down and record myself.
6 hours? No way. I don't believe it. 6 hours? No way. I don't believe it.
There's nothing worse than listening to yourself, but I've just done that. So that's my public humiliation over for the moment. But you get an idea of how individual students could even at home practice the dialogues by recording in a similar way to Mondly. So sort of practicing speaking on their own in the safety of doing it on their own. Then I mentioned this before, create a virtual class. So I could create Jim's Prima D and I could get my students to join and I could then assign exercises from Act Smart, from the workbook, from the student's book. And as I said before, I could give them a date. I could say, right, you've got 1 month to do this. If you want to try this digital for yourself, then contact your local agent because we can give you a code here. You need to go to the new dedicated website, which is english.com/login or /activate. You add in the code and you can try Act Smart on this new digital platform. At the moment, we have Unit 6 ready for you to try. And of course, everything will be ready by the summer. So for September, all the levels will be ready. But if you want to try it out, you can do that. Just let you know that in September, of course, we always have orientation webinars and of course orientation meetings. So myself, Tito, Roy, Paddy, Donatella or Natalie, depending on where you are, Leah, we will be able to come into your schools or do things online and help you and offer our support and consultancy. So to get you off to the best possible start with Act Smart and also with Mondly. Any questions? I was rushing that last bit, Tito, but any questions at the end that we need to deal with before we let people?
No, I think that no, there aren't any questions at the moment, not as far as I can see. No questions at the moment. If anyone has any questions, please do, write in the chat and we'll try to answer your questions, but nothing at the moment. So
I think I just spotted a thing actually, Tito, if you don't mind, there was a thing about my email is my full name rather than my so there was someone asking I think, from Reggio Emilia. So just if you could copy that in for me. So it's james.robinson@sanoma.com.
Okie dokie. Okay, I'll do that right now.
Okay, so I hope, and I'm sticking to time. Look at this. According to my watch, we've got 1 minute, and I'm going to take 59 seconds to tell you this. When you're looking for a new course book, these are generally the kind of things that you were looking for. Lots of practice, material for special needs, videos, and hopefully in the course of what you've seen over the last hour, you've seen that we are offering all of these. So I'd really like you to take a good look at Act Smart and make a great decision for what you want to use next year. And if your decision is with Pearson, then we will welcome you into the Pearson club and family. You take a look at Mondly. Write to us if you need any help in activating things. And I'd like to thank you very much for joining myself and Tito today, and wish you all the best for the rest of the school year. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. So we can... Francesca, you have to go. Thank you. No problem. You're free to go. You were free to go before. I wouldn't have noticed. There are so many people here. But thank you all so much for joining.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. We
really, for your moderating.
Yeah, but really thank you to everybody, because this is such a busy time of year. I mean, really, so fantastic that you managed to join and find some time for us. That's really appreciated. Tante belle cose, as they say. Thanks, Jim. That was wonderful.
Thanks, everyone, and we will see you in schools near you or online soon, wherever you are. Take care, everybody.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.